Hi, here's an addendum to our recent talk on allergens. While we were talking, actually we were eating our sandwiches and drinking coffee, because that's what we do in our kitchens. And what did we find, Lisa, on our sandwich?
Okay, so here's a sandwich that's being produced here on site, and I'll turn it round, and it doesn't have any allergen information on it. So it does say, ask in store for more information. And it says it's vegetarian, that's about it. Now, this lovely sandwich, I think you've got the same sort of thing, Sterling. Mm-hmm. This lovely sandwich is made by the people on site. In future, this is going to have a full label on it, which means that they're going to have to put details of all the items that are in the bread, all the items that's in the cheese, the mayonnaise, the spread, and it's going to be a lot of work for them.
Butter, margarine, pickle.
Also, there's pickle in there as well. So they're going to have to put everything onto the pack, which is going to be quite busy. And also one of the problems is that, how are they actually going to do that? Are they going to write it by hand? How are they going to transcribe all that information? Especially if it's something that they don't make regularly. It might be a special. Maybe that's the end of the specials. They'll only perhaps make 3 sandwiches, 3 types, because it's going to take them so long to get the label ready. And of course the problem with the label is it's static. So they do the label once. What happens if the bread delivery brings something different and there is a different allergen in the bread that they haven't realised? That means they're going to have to do the label again. Now, they would have to find that information out if there was a substitution, if they were doing the matrix. But if someone's got pre-made labels, this is going to be very, very difficult for them. And so I think maybe it's the end of the lovely, delicious sandwich, and they will just be buying a pre-packed sandwich from a factory down the road, which could increase the risk of listeria, actually, couldn't it, Sterling?
Well, I think that's what the trend that we'll see. Is I think sandwiches that are prepared in the big retailers are already have to be labelled, fully labelled, and they have all the allergens. Going to like M&S or a Tesco, and I think a lot of people will actually now, to get that confidence, maybe just go to sandwiches from outlets like that, and it could be the kind of end for a lot of customers of the small sandwich.
Yeah, I think it's really going to mean that there's probably going to be less choice for everybody. And of course, on many sandwiches already, the defensive labelling is making it virtually impossible for an allergic person to have that sandwich, even with the full label, if they read the small print, of course. And that's another story. But I think that's probably enough for now.
That's another podcast.
That's another one.
Take a look at the summary of the consultation on the options leading to the decision by the Food Standards Agency for full labelling to be undertaken. Also, just released in January 2020, since the recording of this podcast, is the Technical Guidance Consultation. Make sure you have your say.